don't want to get into the pranking thing and all that kind of stuff to get the views. I don't want to talk about you know, all those famous people and say, oh yeah, this guy used cocaine, or this guy used ketamine, or this and this guy did the Hitler thing, whatever. And I also think like this, those famous people with, let's say famous people with more than 100 million followers on YouTube, why do they need to talk about events? You know, to give their 2 cents about it. Do their followers really care about that? That how they would think about a guy who actually threatens a guy with a famous podcast? I don't think so. It's just filling up because there's not a lot of content to work with. I do believe this, without actually mentioning names, there are so many people with millions of followers. If they would get really, that they step back and look at what they actually have, all the stuff, there is so much content for them to talk about, so much more than like in my case. But in my case, I drain everything from real life. I'm obsessed with real life. I'm also meeting everyday people, and that's also when it's about visualization again. I would love to increase my reach by meeting more and more people. You know, that's what I want. That's really what I want. I, you know, also want to reach people with my, you know, the scenarios that I'm giving away, that one day some people will reach out and say, Dallin, I actually tried something and how it works for me. What can I do to monetize this? Then we level up. See, that's what I want. That I'm very, you know, that's another thing. I speak about it. And if I fail, and you would hear this, you know, you would say, yeah, but Dallin, that sounds like some faraway galaxy goal. You know, why would you go for this? And by the way, why would you actually care about what other people do? Well, I'm gonna off what they achieve. Let me tell you this. First of all, no. What would be the main reason? Great question. You made me think a little bit, but I have to think about my words. The thing is, I want, and I'm not gonna say anything, everything that I'm saying, by the way, in my vlog is not to ask for sympathy. This gives context, I think, about my beliefs, my vision. So I want that my so-called suffering, that it has not been for nothing, number one. Number two, I want that other people learn from it, so they not falling into the same place, not in the same mental things, not in the same, you know, because when I lost multiple times, you know, of course I was feeling like a fucking idiot. But if I had, let's say, the trusted people, or this is another thing, you can get advice from trusted people that haven't done anything in their fucking lives. The thing is, you want to listen to people who've been there, done that, in the mental state, in the physical situation, that there is nobody else to go, that you're with your back against the wall. Been there, done that. At one point I had to fucking crawl just to maintain every single day for multiple years, by the way, and I'm very honest about this. The thing is, that's let's say my purpose, part of the purpose, and speaking is one of those things that would contribute to it, especially when I get better at speaking. So that's my thing. When it's about my personal visualization, I think I made it clear. By saying this, you probably understand that I know a thing or two. And not only this, if you watch my previous vlogs, you know, I was not so busy with past projects, business ventures, when I managing people. I did not visualize things the way I do now, but visualizing is simply 10% of the game. I do believe this, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, I also want a six-pack. Visualize it, visualize it, visualize it. And then you don't put in the work. I think the work is 90% of it, maybe even 99.99999, because you will have days that you're going to be sick, and then you're not focused on your visualization. Yeah, maybe you walk to the fridge and over there hangs the Lamborghini, but you will say, oh, not today, with a thermometer. I don't know what thermometer, that is actually a Dutch word. The thing is, you will say, not today. Well, then that so-called dream outcome where you actually try to focus on or try to visualize and materialize is not so important, and then it's simply just a temporarily emotional, enthusiastic outburst. Make sure also, when I'm actually going for something, I take my time. What is the real benefit and what are actually the negative outcomes from doing this habit, implement this habit to get to the outcome? You know, what is the negative? Where are the negatives? You know, when it's about my vlogging journey, and I'm talking about this now again, is simply because you can see it, I'm busy with a vlogging journey. The thing is, there is no negative outcome. So what is the negative outcome? A lot of people see my ugly face, hear my shitty voice. Okay, done deal. Move on. The thing is, the moment that those people think like that, they go to the next video and they forget about me. That's how life is, right? That's another thing, right? Think about, and then somebody else said it, a very young guy, actually very famous YouTuber guy, he said, doesn't matter what anybody says, especially not also those keyboard heroes and these days Android, or, you know, anyway, mobile heroes, you know, they will all be vanished. They vaporize after, let's say, 200 years. Where are they? Everybody's dead and gone, and everybody's maybe flying around with spaceships and has aliens as girlfriends. I don't know, just saying, try to visualize that. So, but that's also another thing, right? What is realistic and what actually matters. So I do believe your happiness matters, your aim for fulfillment, right? That you feel fulfilled at the end of the day, each and every day, not once per week. I do believe that people deserve to feel fulfilled, and it's not because that somebody else gives you a fucking shoulder knock, because that makes your happiness depending on other people, their opinion. So that's another thing. When you start visualizing something, think about this. Does this make me happy? Does this habits make me happy? And the moment that I am so happy about, and also maybe not even happy, proud of myself that you did it again and again and again, what do I vibrate in the world? So let's talk about the total opposite. You take a lot of shortcuts and you dream about becoming a drug lord. Okay, great. The thing is, I leave everybody with their own kind of business, and I don't disrespect anybody. But and if you're aiming for that, think about where is the negative outcome? Am I going to jail? Am I going to die? You know, and who can I trust? Just saying, you know, just list out the pros and the cons, and a lot of people underestimate this. And also, what I personally do, especially when I implement new habits, then I sit in the dark, think about it for hours until I fall asleep. Is this the right thing to do? Will it benefit along the way other people when I would increase, let's say, this characteristic, this habit? So for example, if I do 1,000 knee raises per month, where do I hurt other people with this? You know, do I offend other people? I don't think so. So there's not really negative things. Maybe I will hurt myself, but that's not a negative benefit. You know, when you start hurting other people on purpose, I think that's pretty negative. You know, some people maybe don't have the emotional intelligence to actually realize that they hurt a lot of people. But maybe I say also some things, you know, in my vlogs that people would say, no, Dallin, you fucking asshole. You know, you sound very rude and cruel. But maybe. And I apologize for that in advance. But if you grow a pair and you would work on yourself, you might think later on, then you look at my videos again and you would say, no, at that time I feel very offended. Now I did the 13 step 1 minute exercise that he actually showed us, because it trains all your body and it trains my mind, my discipline and everything. I got a better spouse, I got everything better. I dumped this woman or this man, you know, because my mental thing increased, but also my boundaries got a little bit higher. And not only this, my value to the world, I start to understand what I can provide the world with, because I'm not as bad as other people always told me. Think about this. A lot of people also get talked into the ground, you know, by other people. I know, I heard this, and then this example from this guy who thinks he walks around with his shiny shoes and his nice gray thing that is so pale that I don't know what, and then he probably sings in special places and you know, and show the world how great he is. And the thing is, in the meantime, he's making sneering comments to his own daughter. I don't know. I don't believe that's good behavior. But again, if you're one of those people, you can hate me for it. But I think you should really take a look at your own behavior, especially start sneering. And of course, I don't know what happened in the car. I don't know what happened last night. But the thing is, no matter what, I don't